Trying to understand liberal logic. I'm Brian Lilly with the Rebel.media. Help me out here. I'm having a bit of trouble. I thought that gender segregation was A-OK with liberals, but now it seems it's not. I don't understand. We brought you the story of the summer camps at the University of Regina that had segregated swimming for boys and girls. Now, it didn't used to be like this. It was done after responding to a request from the federal government. The university decided to open up their summer camps to some of the Syrian refugees that had been settled in Regina. And as we were originally told, without even a request from the Syrian families involved, they decided, you know what? Last year and all the years before, we used to let boys and girls swim together. Now we won't, out of respect for the Syrians. That's right. Introducing Canadian kids to Sharia-style swimming instead of introducing the Syrian kids to Canadian values. That is gender segregation that's A-OK. Most of the media have ignored this story, or if they haven't ignored it, they're like Post Media in Saskatchewan, running 3 different stories, an editorial, an op-ed, and 2 reporters on a story to try and rebut our petition on stopsharia.ca. You know, this is a horrible idea to them that we would say that this gender segregation is bad. Gender segregation is just fine if it's for the right reasons. And then yesterday, Algonquin College here in Ottawa, where, by the way, we also have gender-segregated Sharia swimming in our public pools. Well, here in Ottawa, Algonquin College, publicly funded institution that, like many, has expanded into offering international classes in other countries, announced that they were pulling out of a men's college that they've been running for the last 3 years in Saudi Arabia. All the media stories don't focus on the fact that Algonquin says they're pulling out because it's not a profitable venture, but rather the fact that it was controversial because it was a men's-only college. This controversy popped up a while ago. There are men's colleges and women's colleges in Saudi Arabia, and colleges from Ontario run both. Some run men's, some run women, some run both, and Algonquin they'd put in bids for both, but they didn't get them. But it was controversial, so controversial that even the Premier, Kathleen Wynne, denounced them months back for running a male-only college. So now gender segregation is a bad thing when it happens in Saudi Arabia. Of course, remember, Kathleen Wynne denounced this when in her own riding in Toronto, you've got the mosquiteria that segregates boys and girls in the mosque that takes place in the cafeteria every Friday. Boys at the front, girls at the back, menstruating girls behind yet another barrier. To her, that's okay. I'm trying to understand the liberal logic of when it's okay to segregate. In all of these instances, it's about Islam being used as a reason to segregate. In Saudi Arabia, they say men and women can't go to school together quite like this. In Regina, they say boys and girls shouldn't swim together out of respect for Islam. At the Mosquiteria, they say the same thing. When it's in Canada, it's good. When it's in Saudi Arabia, we have to teach them their values. How about this crazy idea? Instead of trying to export Canadian values to Saudi Arabia, how about we stand up for them here in Canada, whether it's the public pools in Ottawa, the Mosquiteria in Toronto, the University of Regina summer camps? Let's stand up for Canadian values on Canadian soil. The Saudis can do whatever the heck they want, and quite frankly, I'm not sure that our colleges should be trying to expand into these areas, whether it's over cost or over so-called controversy. But at the bottom end of it, to heck with liberal logic, which makes no sense, let's just stand up for Canadian values on Canadian soil, rather than telling people to get over their backwardness of standing up for the values that we try and export around the world. Do you get what I'm saying? I hope you do. You probably do. Unfortunately, liberals are going to be confounded by their own so-called logic.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.